Hello, I'm sure you noticed that your last assignment was a questionnaire. Here it is. A questionnaire or a quiz can be a quick and easy way of testing your students or of checking if the class has understood a concept. For our assignment, I used Google Forms, which is part of Google Drive. If you have Gmail, you have a Google account, and you will be able to find the drive easily. It is here under that grid icon. Here is the drive as it will look when you start using it. To start your questionnaire or your quiz for your students, create a document, but choose the option Form. The first thing you can do is choose how the quiz will appear to your students with the theme. I had picked the book's classic appearance, so this is what we'll pick. And now you're ready to start. First of all, give your quiz a title. And today we will test our students on Ireland. For each question, you have a number of options as to the question type. Today we will test 3 of them. The first one will be a multiple choice, which means that only one answer is the correct one. Let's do the question. Ireland's weather is famous for sun. Second option, no wind. Let's see, snow. Or finally, rain. At this stage you have 3 answers. You could have 4 or 5. You can make this a required question, which means that your students will have to answer this question before going on to the next one. This is what we will do today. And you're done. Our second question will be checkboxes, which means that more than one answer is possible. So, what are the colours of Ireland's national flag? We could even add another one, black. The colours, of course, are green, orange and white. So we'll make this a required question and done. For the next question, we will choose text, which means that your students can answer with just very few words, 1, 2 or 3 at most. Let's have a question. The answer to this question will be Enda Kenny. We will make this a required question. Done. And for our last question, we might want to test the writing skills of our students, in which case we will pick paragraph text, which, as you see, will allow the students to write a whole paragraph. So here is the question. Why would you like to visit Ireland? Make this a required question and done. At this stage, your quiz is anonymous, which means that you can't tell exactly who did it. It can be useful in testing a whole class. But if you want to know the name, you add name as text, make it a required question, and done. At this stage, it's very easy to swap the questions around. So the name question, simply by dragging it, will be brought to the top of the questionnaire. We're done. You can check by View Live Form what your quiz is going to look like. And here it is. And you are now ready to send it to your students. Use Send Form, copy the address, and you can now send it to your students by email or through your virtual learning environment site. We will look at the responses to our questionnaire to check what it looks like. This was the questionnaire as it looked like to me. And here are the results. If I go View Responses, I get all the responses in an Excel format that I can then download. I can even, by going to Form and Show Summary of Responses, get the answers in graphic form, which can also be a very useful way. So this is how you can use a quiz or a questionnaire to test your students or even to help them to revise at home very quickly. Thank you.